Yes, it's hard to believe really that it's been 5 years since we've released Metamorphosis. You know, I'm really proud of the album. I think, you know, it definitely achieved what I was set out to achieve musically. I think at the time, having just released, you know, the Home album before it, you know, with this album, Metamorphosis, quite an angular album, quite hard on the ears, and I think people were taken aback really by the musical style of it, you know, which is intended, and it was something, you know, when I was making, I thought, you know, I was almost on a mission really to make it quite angular and quite aggressive musically and things, just to try something different, you know, because each album, I like to try something different musical styles, and you're influenced by different musical things you're listening to at the time. And, you know, and Home was written on a piano. It was almost like Elton John kind of stuff. It was, you know, song-based, it was based in America and stuff. Whereas Metamorphosis was written on a guitar, so it was a different sounding album completely. It was layered guitars, very little keyboards on there. And at the beginning of writing it, we'd just done Home, and we were booked to play the Nearfest festival in America. And the set was full of the Home stuff at the time, and we'd learned, I'd rehearsed it all, and it was all this melodic, you know, symphonic prog stuff. And we turned up to play this festival, and I just thought, oh no, we've got the wrong set here, and it was too late to change it. And there were bands like Magma were playing on the same bill, and I thought, oh no. And we did it, and we played, and it was okay, but you could tell that, you know, they were expecting something, you know, prog in this sort of technical, in-your-face stuff, and we just didn't give them that really. And so I came back, and I just thought, right, okay, I'll sort of show them we can do that as well. And we went out purposely and to sort of make it as angular as possible, and cutting up different time signatures and different tempos, and it was all guitar-based things. So we did all that, and you know, I'm really proud of it, and you know, it works live as well, great. And I say, looking back, I wish we had it ready to play that festival, because we would have blown everyone away. But over time, you know, we've played the whole album, and we did the launch party where we played it from end to end, and that worked really well. But again, I remember seeing people in the front row of the show, because no one had heard it before, and we just played this 60 minutes of stuff, and it was like, what's going on here, sort of thing, really. But you know, I think, as I said, over time people have grown to like it, and you know, certain songs have become sort of standards in the set, really. You know, the closing section of Metamorphosis works really well live, and really closes the set well. Some of the other tracks are quite hard to play. I remember the Ballad of Samuel Lane taking months to learn to play. You know, it's easy to do it in the studio. We can cut and paste and make it all this sort of crazy time signatures and stuff, but then come to play it, and I remember watching everyone, you know, lip reading everyone in the band, just continuously counting and concentrating on the different bar lengths, because if one person messed up, the whole thing would just fall apart. So that was a nightmare, and I think, you know, I wish I'd written it a little bit simpler to play live, really. But we brought different songs back in different forms and stuff live, and songs like Precious Stolen we've played, and we did the Real World show where we had the stripped down piano, acoustic guitar and the strings, and we did Precious Stolen and Blind Faith there, and they worked really well. You know, even though it was all this sort of angular music, there were still songs in there amongst it, you know. We hadn't given that up really, but yeah, but you know, I think it's a great album, and you know, I remember thinking at the time when I finished it, thought, well, how can I top this really? Because I was so into it really. But yeah, you know, I think it's a really good album that went in a certain direction and achieved something, you know, which the other albums didn't. So you know, it worked for me.